Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Worlds Upon the Wind. We're about to go on another expedition here. We spent all our points in the shrine at the end of last episode. Now we're learning about the shard capital. We haven't done that yet. So phase 1, foray 1 of 6. After 6 forays, the phase will end and you will establish the shard capital, starting a convergence. A key moment at the end of each phase where you make up for your settlement's shortages. Okay, hopefully it's not too bad. But this is interesting. We start immediately in just like a super forest. Ooh, it'd be fun to get all the way to the other end of the island, but we'll see how we do. I kind of think we should incorporate the plains. Although we could go all the way out here and leave like a forest for later. Yeah, like right there. Go. So we need a lot of production. It looks like most of our production is going to come from the woodcutter's camp, even though that is going to take beauty and harmony away, but we do kind of need it. So, I think we just have to. Let's go wind. Yeah. The shard is now experiencing a global shortage of beauty. For each type of yield that is below 0 at the end of a foray, the expedition will lose inspiration. Got it. So we would like to push that back up as much as we can. And we can just do that with flour. And then we could try and focus on getting the Pilgrim's Rest, which would help us push our harmony back up. The herb garden might help as well, and the lumber. If we go lumberyard, we're gonna be real negative on wildflower beauty. All right, let's do it. We're gonna get all of the production going, and now we're very low on at least you only lose 2 for negative any negative stat, so we would lose 4 inspiration if we don't get this back up. We can bring wildflower meadow involved though, and then maybe the herb garden will help us. I don't think this will work. Oh no, it did work. The butterbur plants are meant to be a modest patch for cough medicine. Something in the soil disagreed with that plan, though. The stems have surged to the height of a house. The leaves are now vast green parasols, casting the entire garden in deep, cool shade. The herbalist measures the stem and notes that the hollow core could fit a kettle. It's a miracle of vitality, she wonders, or is it a miracle of vitality, she wonders, or a very large mistake? I'm wondering if there's a way to get harmony out of any of these. This seems like it would be like a safety thing. I don't know what you would do with that. Maybe production. Let's try seeds. The flowers are the size of a person's head, heavy with pollen. The settlers carefully collect the seeds, wondering if they will grow huge in other soils, or if this is a singular quirk of this specific place. Either way, the potential is now stored in a pouch, waiting for a new home. All right, add 1 glyph to the top of the draw stack. Fill a random essence slot in a development that produces food. Interesting. Okay. Well, we got a card out of it. Discover 10 events. Good job, me. There's nothing else to do, so we will redraw our hand and end the foray. We do lose a little inspiration because we are out of harmony. Plus 1% rarity. Despair. That's horrible. Gain 5 knowledge just straight up is nice, though. I could take that. Somamichi. Next, we would like some beauty and some safety. Okay. beauty and safety. It kind of looks like here, just mountains, plains is reasonable. Forest swamp, forest plains is also reasonable. I think we go mountains, plains, just straight northeast from before. So Pilgrim's Rest will get us safety. It would also, if we get all the way to the kite field, which is not a guarantee, but it would give us a lot of harmony to counteract a lot of the problems we've been having. We don't have any earth to start with, unfortunately, but we can get the Smoldering Crater, which would also get us access to a bunch of harmony. And I do love an onsen. A lot of stuff that needs to go into this to work out, though. All right, we'll use fire first. Then, I still need earth, which sucks. Here, put this one here. Random slot in a development or task. What do you do? See the top of the glyph? Crafting? I would love that for the onsen. Let's try this one. That was not what I hoped for. But we could build the herb garden and that would get us more safety. Let's see what the top card is. An earth, that's acceptable because I need that to get the natural hot springs. So let's just discard the craft, draw the earth, put that into the natural hot springs here. And then I ditched my craft, which means we won't be able to get the onsen retreat, which means we'll probably have to do the herb garden, unfortunately. Unless we have something that would fill a random essence slot with any filled essence slots. Okay. So we go herb garden here. I didn't think we could get to endless blossoms, but we might be able to make you work. Oh, I don't have any divine. Fudge! All right, give me some knowledge just to have. Fill a random essence slot that produces food. We don't have any of that either. Yeah, and then we're out of that one, unfortunately. Oh well. We got our requirements done at least, and then we got back to non-negative harmony, so I'll call it good. I don't really like the ones that add a glyph to the top of the draw stack. It just seems to be random. What do they mean by inside? Oh, provides a change essence. Oh, that is what wind is, sorry. What do they mean by inside over there? One inside glyph, duh. Although that does add another ability for crafting, which is kind of baller. I don't like despair, that seems terrible. Doubles all gains of beauty for the rest of the stage. That's kind of wild. Let's try top. I could see that being useful. Kuroyudani. Why y'all negative here? I don't know. So food and harmony now. Plains just seems like a good thing for food, right? Forest and food actually seems really useful as well. Let's go here. Buckwheat Field Apiary and Kudzu Plantation would get us everything we need, and then we could just do whatever we want. The Woodcutter's Camp is a bad one, though. We don't really want to do that. So yeah, let's go Buckwheat Field. Into... We could just do Hidden Shrine. Finish this one off real easy. And then wait. I guess this would finish this real easy, wouldn't it? Although we want the apiary because we need the harmony. top glyph of the stack. Neither of you are what I'm really looking for. I guess we should look at the top of the stack. We can use Bright to finish the apiary. So let's redraw our hand. Cast Bright. The apiary is done. The fastest foray known to mankind. Kikon Mori. Prayer Woods. Good job. Expand to discard 1. Increase your hand size by 2 for the rest of the stage. And it's a wind and a spirit essence. I like to have at least 2 of the advanced resources. Just gaining 5 productivity is nice too. Duplicate a random glyph in your hand that has life essence. Interesting. Is this the symbol for Aori? Blue? Aori? Aoi? There's a character from an anime I saw a long time ago that name just meant blue. But I think that's pretty typical for Japanese names, is they're just like simple words. I might be wrong about that. I'm torn between this one and this one. Let's try blow. And then we can go unexplore. We can go explore somewhere new. So maybe like this way. Wild fruit. The team stumbles upon a grove of trees drooping under the weight of plump fruit. They look a bit like old world persimmons, but they have grown wild since the shattering. The scouts are quite hungry, but they find it suspicious that no birds or insects seem to be touching the fruit. That is suspicious. Don't eat it raw. That's a bad idea. Find something the wildlife does eat. I would like to replace you with an inside glyph, and then I'm gonna cook the fruit. The team sets up a campfire and boils the fruit into a sweet, nutritious paste. They leave with their bellies full and their rations replenished. Yeah, animals don't cook. I thought cooking was a decent chance of being correct. The survey team follows an old path into a bamboo grove, only for it to become fainter and fainter until they find themselves lost among the stalks. Well, we can't navigate the canopy, unfortunately. So I guess we'll go ahead and backtrack to the edge. They decide to turn back before they're completely lost, and it takes a while to find a way out. They emerge along after the sun has set. So that one's the downside of it, is you have to use 2 glyphs to enact it. The scouts have been rationing water for days. They finally reach a stream so clear that every stone beneath the water is visible. 3 thirsty travelers rush ahead of the group, and dipping their vessels into the flowing water, they take a drink. They immediately spit it out. It is unbearably bitter. Some suspect that the stream has been cursed. Others worried it was contaminated. Yeah, I feel like it could definitely be a contamination upstream. Drink despite the taste. No. Let's search upstream. A small party walks towards the stream's source. They discover a mineral spring gushing from pale rock into the main water source. They confirm it to be the source of the bitterness and mark the point on their map. Cool. Got some free productivity. As evening falls and the group prepares for dinner, the surveyors notice dark clouds gathering in the distance. Most of the team argues that they should seek shelter somewhere more secluded, but a few of the scouts think that the storm will probably pass them by. That seems just like... like, why would you just, like, peace out? Or not peace out, but you're like, whatever. Let's reinforce the camp. They decide to stay in the camp but not ignore the storm. They layer extra cloth over the tents and secure them with pegs and bring the firewood inside to keep it dry. The work is tiring, but when the storm arrives, they easily withstand the worst of the wind and the rain. Good job, team. The team has gotten into an argument trying to decide where to go next. 3 of the scouts disagree, each pointing in a different direction, and completely refuse to budge. You guys make everything hard. Resolve with logic? Yeah, let's try that. It's a single card. The team asks each of the scouts to outline their reasons, and after a brief debate, they end up finding a new choice they all agree on. Great. Tigers, jeez! The scouts begin to notice an unusual silence in the air. The birds and insects have suddenly grown quiet. As they press forward, a tigress emerges through the tall grass with 3 grown cubs behind her. She growls and watches them intently. If you run into a tiger in the wild, I think you're boned. Throw provisions at the tigers. Light a torch? I don't think tigers like... It's gonna, like, take harmony away, though, right? I would like to watch their behavior, but I don't have the cards necessary. The explorer... Yeah, no safety. Oh... They quickly light their torches and the tigers wary back up. One scout, her hands trembling, accidentally drops hers. The dry grass begins to smolder and the group is forced to abandon their route and race ahead of the spreading fire. Way to go, dudes! I could have just run away, I guess, but I feel like you can't outrun a tiger, right? There's no way. All right. So now we need more safety. At least we're not negative safety. That's something. The wasteland, holy... Let's try to go around the wasteland. What do you guys think? Scrubland? Plains and river? Yeah, let's try plains and river. I've never really built on a river before, I don't think. Get a free water wheel. I think we do Pilgrim's Rest, though. The rest stop is quiet save for the birdsong and breeze, but someone was here recently and forgot something. A pouch lies on the bench, a modest thing with no markings. It doesn't seem to contain much, so perhaps its absence won't even be noticed. Build a lost and found box. That sounds nice. It won't solve everything, but it's a start. The settlers leave a tiny wooden box with a polite sign and a trust that it will be put to good use. Good job, everybody. Build a dock. If we get the fire break, that will solve our problem. So let's go dock. And then we'll go fill. Yes, I was hoping it would be the crafting one, because it's more likely that we'll draw another earth card. And then we could just hit continue, right? Oh, ho, ho, ho! All in one turn. Who needs anything else? Let's draw and discard. I was hoping on the chance that there was an invocation that would just, like, give us the knowledge or whatever. Gain... Yeah, there you go. Safety. Exactly what I was hoping for. Or something like that. Alright. End the foray. Good work, team. Asawatashi. The road. Target adventure. Fill a random essence slot that produces adventure. Place this glyph on top of the draw stack. Interesting. So you can bring it back. Also, it's a connection and stability card, which is really good. Fill 4. Holy cow. That one's kind of crazy, especially if you just saved it for the end. I've never had a 4 glyph. The most I had was 3. I'm gonna try it. I didn't make the 3 work very well. My number game, it needs work. All right, what do we got? So we need an even number of adventure, beauty, and knowledge. This one would be easy for adventure and knowledge and beauty, but adventure is a little lacking. Scrubland and Wasteland is actually weirdly a good option for this, so let's do that one. All right, let's try to plan this out appropriately. So Storm Chaser Camp is a good one because you could get the knowledge and the adventure right off the bat. And then we could do, honestly, anything else would get us the beauty necessary. So let's go Salt Flats. Yes. And then the Storm Chaser camp. Good work. And we actually almost have the beauty required anyway. And we could just get it with flour, which is awesome. Any development that produces food. I think what that means is if I trigger you, won't you automatically pick mulberry patch? Right? It did! Haha! And then we can just gain 5 beauty. Fill a random essence slot. So it could be either the Stormwatch Citadel. We should just put the Divine in here. And then if it's the Silk Weaver's Hut, so be it. If it's the Paper Mulberry Grove, so be it. If it's either of those two, we're fine with it as well. Hey, honestly, if I had gotten to choose, I would have picked the Paper Mulberry Grove. Although I only have 1 crafting slot, so maybe I would have picked I would have rather picked the Silk Weavers. I didn't draw my 4. Now would have been the time to give me the 4 card game. Jeez. Oh, these are terrible. I can't finish either the Stormwatch Citadel. We should probably focus on you. Now, you're not going to accomplish anything for us, so I should either gain knowledge or just dump it into the paper studio. But there's no way we could do both of these things, and if I get the crafting guy, I would rather complete the Stormwatch Citadel than not be able to complete the paper studio because we won't have earth. So let's just gain the knowledge, then we'll invoke you. That's not what I was looking for. I wanted this crafting guy so bad. Well, at least we accomplished the requirements for the village. And we made use of the wasteland. Chiobara Salt Plain after its salt flats. I would love another crafting guy. Doubles all food gains. Gain 25 adventure, but lose 10 safety. You know what? I don't mind getting another earth card. All right, what's the goal now? Just a bunch of knowledge. Scrubland and Wasteland is actually a good option for this, so maybe just right here. Okay, so it's all about knowledge this time, so we could go right back to the Storm Chaser camp. But actually, you should go for the Iron Wreck, which is kind of cool. We're not after safety. And then we could go into the Mulberry Patch if we need this as well. Yeah, let's get the salt flats first. Every morning, the Salters head to the flats to fill their buckets with pale crystals and bring back the treasure to the village by sundown. Among these Salters are 2 sisters. The elder, Akiko, works without complaint and returns home with salt crusting her sleeves and sandals every evening. The younger, Haruko, often leaves her bucket half filled and spends her time tracing patterns on the ground with a length of string. When the merchants come into town, she often leaves her sister behind and spends her day convincing the merchants to buy more salt. Akiko resents working alone on market days, while Haruko insists that the merchant's first impression is worth more than a bucket of salt. I think they're actually both right. Like, hard work is important, but also selling your product is important as well. I wish I had another connection glyph so I could be like, yeah, you're both technically right. I think in the long run, Akiko lost a little bit of safety, but more harmony. Akiko lays down her buckets and refuses to return to the flats until Haruko agrees to work beside her, even on market days. The buckets remain empty for a time, with neither sister agreeing to work at all. At last, Haruko rolls up her sleeves and joins in the work. She proves herself to be industrious, and soon she is bringing back more salt than most of the salters. Akiko's anger softens, but the merchants find no familiar phrase to greet them. Some pass through town without even stopping. See? I knew there was a... Like, if we chose the other way, they were going to be like, oh, so many merchants are here, but we have no product to sell. So there was going to be a trade-off one way or the other for sure. Okay, so onto the iron wreck here. And then... That's great. Now you won't work, right? Random essence slots? Or do I have to, like, because I assume you only work if I gain 5 knowledge. We might as well keep it. We could use it on the paper studio if we can get enough earth. I don't think you'll work as I want you to, which is to fill both of these. Because you could randomly fill... maybe I might as well try it. Okay, wait, it worked, you know. All right, it did work how I thought it would. It's just filled a bramble hollow. There's not much to learn about living with the thorns rather than trying to... Or wait, there is much to learn about living with thorns rather than trying to uproot them. That's more of a philosophical thing. We'll gain some knowledge. We can't fill anything anymore anyway. Yeah, we'll just leave it alone. It's a cool thing that they it's like very Miyazaki, that critter there, the iron wreck. Recycle, draw a random glyph from the discards. Pick one. Ooh, choosing a glyph from the draw stack and drawing it? Yes, please. Now at the end of the phase, it's time to establish the shard capital. The final step is called Convergence. Okay? These are your settlements. Clicking on one of these will take you to it on the map. You can also zoom and pan the map freely. Each settlement has a shortage of one type of yield. For example, Somamichi has a shortage of harmony. I did notice that. Your first task is to choose a location for the shard capital. Okay, so one of our villages. I think honestly, Shiobara seems like the most centralized. Yes. Never mind. We're gonna build a new one. Valid capital location. Is it basically like as long as you have space to put it? Honestly, let's put it like right here. In the center of everything, so everybody has a place to gather. Nice castle. The goal of Convergence is to fill the settlement shortages. For example, this settlement has a shortage of harmony. To fill these essence slots. Okay. The state of all your settlements and the shard capital carries over to the next phase. Each shortage left unfulfilled by the end of Convergence will reduce your inspiration by 5 points. Holy, I don't have enough divinity for this shiz. All right, we can at least fulfill the storage here. Or the shortage, sorry. Here. Give me a seed for next turn. You need wind, so I'm gonna put one of those in there. You also need divinity, you also need food. It's rough. It's rough out here, y'all. Yeah, pick me one. Yeah, we're just gonna take you because I can at least fulfill the food shortage. I don't think that did anything. I don't think we can fulfill the harmony requirements. That seems really hard. So I think instead I will look ahead. Oh, obviously I knew that was coming. That was a waste. I put that there. Oh, and we could have fulfilled the... I'm a moron. All right, at least we get to do that one. And we live to fight another day. Barely. Gain food, just because we can. Gain safety because we can. And then we can't fulfill this shortage, so we might as well just gain the knowledge. That was rough. Well, it's good to know that that's what I need in the future, because then I can try to pick cards that will satisfy those things. Because if I had known I needed that many divinities, I would have tried to gather more divinity cards to make that easier. Increase current and maximum inspiration by 30. Increase hand size by 1, or reduce hand size by 2, but increase the number of times you can redraw by 1. I think we need that one just to be able to live for another day. All right, phase 2. All right, let's pause the episode there. We've created our shard capital, which is kind of cool, and then we will come back next episode and into phase 2 with another 6 forays. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Worlds Upon the Wind or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everyone, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.